Hi, I'm Brian Blanco from Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion, and you're watching Disney Channel. Kia!
Unleash the cape. Mask up. The city needs Ultraviolet for the next chapter. Police is totally gonna find out about Ultraviolet.
Come on, let's go fight some crime.
Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion. New coming up next on Disney Channel.
Violet, are you 100% sure that Catalina is Cascada?
What? Yeah, of course I am. The only two things I've ever been sure about are this and that I don't like popsicles that are shaped like people.
It doesn't make sense. Catalina's like a butterfly. She's sweet, she floats through the air. Cascada's like a cat. She seems fun, but secretly she's plotting a way to hurt you in your sleep.
But if you like Catalina, that means you could like Cascada too, right?
Sure, maybe. But the mask brings out more of who you are. So the parts I dislike about Cascada are in Catalina. Everything is shades of gray with her. I hate it.
I know, but it's obvious you two like each other.
Which is why it's so confusing.
What's so confusing?
Oh no, Ward. I can't bear to fucking watch this shit. Let's move on to the next fucking episode because of the fact that the Disney copyright bastards are gonna be after my ass if I post more clips from this shit.
Hi, I'm Zelia Ankrum from Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion. And you're watching Disney Channel. Magic.
Hey, did you see this?
What?
Black Scorpion has been sighted wearing a cape. Oh, really? Let me see. Oh, looks pretty cool.
What's so cool about a cape?
Oh, come on, Vi. They're fun. What's the matter with a little fun?
Because he doesn't need it. Capes have no point. Superheroes should not be wearing capes.
There are plenty of superheroes that wear capes.
Not in real life. This isn't a comic book. He didn't have it before. Why does he need it now?
Violet's got a really good point because in the true real world, as the old saying goes, not all heroes wear capes. And I've been in that position plenty of times myself over the years, including in recent memory in the pre-COVID era. And unfortunately, due to the greedy, stingy-ass Disney copyright bastards, that's all I could fit in there. But, oh my god. Man, the Larry Foyt and Michael Waltrip installments of Ultraviolet did not disappoint. So let's talk about Larry Foyt first. We got all the time in the world. I don't know when my haircut is. I know it's not going to be that early to where we can sleep in a little bit and record the video, haircut video, and then, you know, bullshit one last warm day tomorrow before the Busch Series Championship race at Phoenix for the batshit Supermarket 200, live streaming it on YouTube. Hopefully watch Noah Gragson take home the Busch Series title before moving up to Winston Cup to race with the King and you know, 2 7-time champions, the King Richard Petty, and of course Jimmy Johnson, who is the king of being all set, the king of being all set. And there's a Jimmy Johnson song as part of my song nicknames. I know how the song and I know the melody and I know the chorus, but I don't fucking know the artist or the song. But I'll have to check it out like Kevin LePage and keep doing research and digging like Dick Trickle. But anyway, and hopefully if Gregson's in that position tomorrow night, while I'm streaming the race on my YouTube, here on my channel, I'm actually going to simultaneously record my reaction, hopefully, to Gregson winning it in real time with my phone while the computer streaming. I don't know what the fuck that was. No, I must be hallucinating. Oh, we're good. Okay, that worried me. But anyway, let's talk about the Larry Foyt, Michael Waltrip installments. And I know it's good. I kind of checked out the Ultraviolet Wiki fandom that this Friday season 1 finale for the Greg Booty Biffle installment, it's going to be a cliffhanger. And I don't need to say more than that because then, you know, Scarlett, JR, Lorena, Dan, Benji, Leo, Joe, Eric, all the honchos of Ultraviolet and the actors are going to fucking kill me, so I'm not going to give away any spoilers for those who haven't checked shit out like Kevin LePage. But anyway, we can talk about what happened in the Foyt and Waltrip installment. So the Foyt installment, eventually it was bound to happen for real this time, unlike those funny-ass nightmare sequences from the last time we were here. Catalina and Cruz officially broke up due to the latter, due to Catalina and Cruz officially broke up for real instead of like in a fake nightmare sequence of it, because the former was Cascada. So, therefore, unfortunately, it was bound to happen. I mean, I know some people didn't expect it. For those who did know, those nightmares weren't quote unquote real, but still, I mean, considering, and, and when it comes to, both installments, Juan Carlos was right. I know, Nino was worried about, Cruz, and, considering, now I'm skipping steps to the Michael Waltrip installment, how, she tried to confront them both, and they seemed okay. Which is why JC said the only one who needs comforting, if anything, is you. I mean, I'm glad JC admitted he said about it too, but he said that it's not just them. When the Homo goes through the breakup, it's not just them; it's their whole family, both sides. And it just goes to flashback to an earlier episode this season, back in the summer months, where once again Juan Alfonso hit it right on the money. When it comes to family members, when they have their own personal lives, like the older family members that are like 30 or above, have their own personal lives, let them handle it themselves. I know you can worry about them, that's fine. But, remember how, in earlier this season where, Nina was worrying too much about Scarlett, and JC was looking out for her. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't want to, this goes for all families. I try to tell my grandmother this, but she never listens to me. I say that I'm almost 29. I know you worry about me and stuff, but sometimes you worry too much. With that being said, you need to start since I'm not older now, you need to start letting me worry about myself and on my own more often, or let me worry about certain things on my own. I'm not saying it just because I'm making shit up like Jamie McMurray, because I watch shows that showcase stuff like this. Even I tell her that, but she refuses to listen. But hopefully she'll get the picture eventually. I doubt she will, but anyway. But yeah, I'm trying to show, utilize the stuff I'm learning from my shows and, put it to the test in real life, in my personal life. So therefore, that Juan Carlos proved that point again tonight. So anyway, we'll get to the Waltrip installment in a second. But, considering Luis Leon, Brian Blanco does a damn good job. Shout out to Andrea for raising a fine young man. But boy, as talented as Brian Blanco is, again, shout out to Andrea Blanco. You raised a hell of a young man. But as talented as Brian Blanco is in this role, he really does a good job to make sure Luis Leon pisses me off. And he did not as bad as, the last time we were here. Not as bad. Not as bad this time. And actually, I made sure to get a still of him this time. But man, he was pissing me off again. He just wouldn't get the fuck out. He just wouldn't get and even Violet knew he was up to no good. But of course, Violet can't tell the truth as to why, she wanted him to get the fuck out. And, otherwise, her secret as Ultraviolet would be exposed and she would be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, therefore, eventually the plan worked. And I don't know how Lewis handled that shit, saying, maybe she's right. She got a plan. I have overstayed my welcome. I better get my ass out. I mean, he didn't say it like that, but that's how we meant it. And so when Violet went to her room for peace and quiet, it's like, thank God that asshole's gone. I don't think she thought that, but that's how she meant it with the thoughts. And then here comes JC and Nina, and they're like Raider saying, Violet, you owe Lewis an apology. We don't treat our guests like that. Now, if that were me in Violet's shoes, and this stuff like this was on HBO, and they had me scripted to say this, I'd be like, I don't say Violet's based on the scenario Violet was in, try to get his ass out the house. If it was HBO, I'm pretty sure Scarlett Estevez as Violet, or if I was in the shoes on HBO, if Ultraviolet Black, a show like this was on HBO and I was in that shoes, or even if Scarlett was also in the Violet role, but in a more non-kid friendly role, themed version, I know exactly what her or myself would be saying, and I think Emma Victoria and Ava would get a kick out of this if they heard, Scarlett say this. After all, she's like their sister or cousin. So Ava and Emma Victoria, if you could leave in the comments on the Instagram side of things, if Scarlett is your sister or cousin, that'd be great. That way I know for this. I know for sure going forward. But anyway, let's get to the point. A non-kid friendly version probably of where Violet would have said, "I don't owe him shit." Now, if that were me, I would have probably said it that way. I probably would have said it that way, and I usually do. I usually do when I get in a situation. I don't give a fuck who's around. If someone says, you owe this person this, and you owe this person that, I mean, what the fuck for? They fucking hurt me, if anything, so I don't owe them shit. If anything, they owe me. Because thing is, when people think you owe someone something that you didn't, for something wrong that you didn't do, that they did to you, they don't know the full story as to how they hurt you first and why you defended yourself. Like, when you defend yourself, it's like you're the one getting crucified when they hurt you first, which is something they don't pay attention to because they're fucking blind to the point where even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles could see that shit, or even Jose goddamn Feliciano. I mean, eventually, Violet did apologize to Louis, only because JC and Nina forced her to. And then when he came back for dinner with Cruz after the Catalina breakup, then that's when Violet was right all along. He was up to no good, trying to identify Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion, like the show's name is. And Cruz and Violet's faces were like, what the hell? We are fucked if he finds out who we really are. I mean, their face said it all. Their faces said it all. Eventually, it's going to get exposed. We just don't know when. It's the same thing on the over in Valley View with the villains. Their secrets eventually going to get exposed. We just don't know when. There's an upcoming episode of Valley View that's going to be set in the past, going to take us back in time and take place in the past, where instead of it being present day with, Havoc and her family on the run like they've been all season, we're going to get an episode where Onyx gets a bigger role. So it's going to be fun. Maybe we'll see Declan get a bigger role. Who fucking knows? But maybe we'll see them that take place in season 2 episodes. They get bigger roles in present day. In the same way we're going to do this past tense episode. But that's a conversation we're going to save for later in the season. So yeah, Maya, I don't know what Maya was thinking, considering, she doubted Violet, saying that, oh, he's just helping this, he's just helping that, yada, yada, yada. But then eventually she realized Austin Brady from Villains accepted my follow request, let's go. But she eventually realized that Violet was right, saying, because when she realized that Louis went in her room, that would be the equivalent, Scarlett Estevez coming into my house for a visit, with Emma Victoria and Ava, and then them going into my room without my permission. But, if, in an alternate universe where I knew those three personally, and it's the same setting as this regular universe, but except in that setting, I actually know Scarlett, Emma Victoria, and Ava personally, and even their mom/grandmother I know Samantha is Scarlett's mom. I know Maria is Scarlett's grandmother. But does that mean but if Emma Victoria and Ava are Maria's daughters, then how is Samantha and this is fucking confusing. Because anybody in the Estevez family that's tagging this, please, do something. Hey, give me some explaining. Probably one of my favorite families in all of Hollywood, but because of Scarlett. But anyway, if there was an alternate universe where I did know Scarlett, Ava, and Emma Victoria personally, and they came to my house, I would give them permission to go into my room, only because I want to show them as long as it's what's in there, as long as it's clean. The same way in this actual universe, if they flew down from California here to Ohio and wanted to come meet me because I was such a big fan of Scarlett and befriended Ava and Emma Victoria, because when Samantha and Maria drove or flew them down, however they got here, I wanted to take them to my room as long as I cleaned it up before I left. If I knew in advance they were coming, say hypothetically, I would say yes. I'm not the kind of person that'll tell people no unless I have to. I'm a more open-minded person that'll always tell yes to everybody. unless I have to say no. Other than that, if I have to say no, if I have to say no, then I will. But other than that, I always say yes. But anyway, because that's how my dad's brother is. My dad's brother, my Dale Robert, doesn't tell me. My uncle never tells me no. But my dad is the exact opposite. I guess everybody's different, has their preferences, includes family too. But yeah, but remember how and this is what really worried me the most before we move on to the Michael Waltrip installment. When Violet, when Maya tried her plan to get Louis out by squirting him with the sparkling water, thinking he would go home to change his clothes, because that kind of backfired, because remember how it backfired and he had a backup pair of clothes, and Violet came down thinking she was in the clear, and she caught Louis talking to Tiago about some secret. I'm pretty sure he was telling a lie. That lying son of a bitch said he was telling, Tiago, his grandma's secret must be some kind of fucking food. I don't fucking remember what the fuck he said, but we all know that was bullshit. He probably was telling Tiago, the secret about Ultraviolet. We just didn't hear it because the honchos at Disney, Dan, Benji, Leo, Joe, Eric and them don't want to give us any fucking spoilers, and I don't fucking blame them either. So they don't want to give anything away before we see what happens in real time. But yeah, that was the Larry Foyt installment. Now Michael Waltrip, the penultimate episode of season 1, and we pray to God that we get a season 2 for next year. All right, Michael Waltrip, number 15, baby. Okay, so I seriously thought we were going to see Catalina and Cruz break up on screen, but shockingly that didn't happen, and I'm surprised we didn't see that. And of course, we got the cape shit. So I know Cruz had been acting weird, so had Catalina, but it seemed like they were fine, and nobody noticed Catalina was acting weird because they weren't around her as much anymore due to her breakup with Cruz. But they noticed, as Cruz is more in Violet's family than Catalina is, they noticed he was acting weird, even though he was really okay. And I'll get to the end in a minute. So Violet knew that Cape was doing Cruz no good, except when he was Black Scorpion at night. And they were playing tug of war with the son of a bitch. And I just fucking knew that, whenever any kind of show gets into a tug of war over non-living objects breakable, I know eventually if they tug of war in it too long, they're going to tear that shit up like Terry Labonte. I kept pausing it on and off during the scene on the DVRs. I kept screaming, oh my God, they're going to tear that shit up. They are going to tear it up. They're going to fucking tear that shit up. And they did. I just fucking knew it. But I guess tearing that shit up like Terry Labonte was fucking worth it, because Violet fixed it, made it even better, which matched Black Scorpion. And of course, Louis, was focused on the decline of Black Scorpion. Now, but then all of a sudden, he started whining about capes. And also, right, good to see you again, Kelly. I'm sorry for not saying your last name. I don't feel like stopping the tape and checking it out like Emma LePage, but the lady who plays in this Frizzle, Kelly, it's good to see you again. I missed you. I missed you very much. I mean, she liked the idea, but she didn't approve of it, saying it's not going to be the top, because it wasn't going to be the top story. Not that she didn't like it, but because it was not going to get as much attention as the decline of Black Scorpion. But I don't know if he still did it anyway. We'll never fucking know. But yeah, and then Louis came back to Violet's house to fuck around with the capes with JC and Tiago, and they were having the time of their lives. And then, when they went to fight crime with Violet had her own cape. I mean, the cape the first mission fucking backfired with the cape, which is why Violet didn't want Cruz / Black Scorpion to have it. But then they resolved the problem, making tearing that shit up like Terry Labonte worth it, to the point where when they got to the second battle to redeem themselves from the first one with the fucking bank thieves, they just kicked their ass and gave them some booty barker action from The Price is Right. And what I'm trying to say, Black Scorpion even took off his cape and Jackie Chan the shit out of those motherfuckers. And What else? What else? Oh yeah, in the form of using a cape, he was doing some Sun Ming Ming and Yao Yao's Chow Chow. I'm here to showcase them, and we got a good ending. No cliffhangers or nothing, but that's gonna be not gonna be the case next Friday. I'm already fucking nervous about it, considering that's gonna be the day after the Sandy Ridge 2022 finale. Since this is where I'm going to go into the upload schedule. So, considering, there's no Goldbergs this Wednesday, so that's the thing I wanted to go to you guys about. So, you probably heard about the YouTube stream of the Batshit Supermarket 200 Bush Race. If Noah Gragson wins, and probably a third video of my live reaction of Gragson winning the championship if it happens, along with the haircut video first. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll save the haircut video. I'll edit and upload. I'll edit and put it together, but I won't export it yet. I'll casually bullshit one last official Warm Day for real this time. After that, come home, change into my Gregson stuff. I don't even. What if I'm like too caught up in the moment outside and want to stay outside until it's time to park the bus. So if you don't see any Phoenix videos tomorrow, you'll live stream and the Gregson stuff. You'll whether he wins it or not, you will know why. But Sunday for sure, we will be doing a check out a part 500. No live stream for the Winston Cup race this year. There will be a reaction video, but there will after post race, but there will be no live stream like there was last year. And then Monday, it's going to be cold as balls. We're going to catch up on the Goldbergs, the Casey Atwood installment. And Tuesday, since we got no shows to worry about, we don't have to focus on going outside, then guess what we're going to do? We're going to talk about the king of being all set, Jimmy Johnson, becoming a part owner with the Petties, my childhood team, and becoming Noah Gregson's new boss with the King and Maurice Gallagher. Wednesday and Thursday, the moment you've been waiting for all along, and luckily TikTok put the sound back for the 2022 season comes to an end when we put all the Sandy Ridge TikToks together, and then of course the general Fun in the Sun and Adventures in Autumn TikToks of dances and interviews and videos in general, whatnot, like we did for the 2021 version last year. So therefore, it's going to be a two-part instead of one whole video. So 266 days a day, 266 degree days in a row. We got to take advantage of that shit. And then Friday, it's gonna be 67, but rain's gonna fuck that all up. So we're gonna stay inside and we're gonna catch the Matt Kenseth installment of Valley View and the Greg Booty Biffle installment of Ultraviolet, which is season 1 finale. And then Saturday is gonna be the first weekend without NASCAR. So I feel like, I tell you what, I'm gonna change it up. Originally I was gonna do the Loud House, Really Loud House Rusty Wallace installment on Sunday and Saturday. What was it? What installment of Flatch did we do? Hang on, I'm gonna check the guide. So whatever installment of Flatch, I'm actually going to do it on Sunday instead. Might as well take advantage of Hulu on Sunday in case we're up early enough. But yeah, I know it's going to be Rusty Wallace of Really Loud House. That's going to be Saturday. Because I have to record it for this coming Wednesday because of the coming Thursday because of Sandy Ridge fan. Like, come on, get your act together, Mark. Come on. Okay, Thursday. I'm looking at the guide. Go to Fox 8 because this is in Ohio, Cleveland area. Oops, okay. Glowing Up is hard to do. Oh, yeah, the Mark Martin installment. Yeah, I almost said Casey Atwood. Yeah, we did Mike Skinner and Terry LeBron. Okay, now I got to do a better job keeping track of these, number of installments of Flash. But this will be Mark Martin, but that's going to be on Sunday right here. We don't need to record it because that's what we have Hulu for, just like we did with Promised Land a year ago. And therefore, that's going to be Sunday, sometime Sunday. Saturday, we're going to do the Really Loud House Rusty Wallace installment. And then Monday, back to the drawing board, I guess. I don't know what's going to come that following Monday. Not this coming Monday, but the first weekend out without NASCAR, but that's a long ways away. And before you know it, there's going to be the return of the fall-winter dinners with the Fireball Man, Debbie, and his wife Debbie, and their kids, Bombastic Boy, Queens of Tearing Shit Up, Miranda, and Gavin McMullen. It's going to be fun, and of course, we got some never-before-seen content coming to the channel. We got NASCAR Thunder videos with the Dale Sr. in 03, Richard Petty in 04, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, start of the Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy game. It's going to be like a Dirt to Daytona working our way up. PS1 versions come first with the first edition, then the second edition if enough episodes and seasons are recorded. And then we go up to the PS2 versions. Once we record enough episodes season of that, we go work up to these. The plug and play. We work up to those. And then once we record enough episodes and seasons of that, we work up to the Wii, even though I don't have a Wii yet, but that's why I'm going to work to earn enough money to buy my own Wii. That way we don't have to keep using my sister every time she comes home, or we go over there, wherever, her husband job has him deployed as being part of the Navy. And then before you know it, once we record enough episodes and seasons of Wii, bam, we'll be doing live action with our friends as, live action Sajak, White, O'Donnell, Trebek, Gilbert. There's some... Oh, yeah, and we're also going to do some family videos. Christmas Brothers content with Jerry Springer, man. I saw him today, and so I believe we're going to start recording sometime this month for our channel with his son, his buddy Joel, me. We're going to figure out who's going to hold all of our cameras while we're doing this, and we're going to put this on TikTok where we're going to use some Christmas songs. Ricky Martin, I, of course, that's the number one. We're going to use the better version of Last Christmas by Keeley. We're going to use the Good News Girls Christmas song. There's going to be 3, the Tim, Tony, and Manu Christmas songs in my book we're going to use for those TikTok, samples, sneak peeks. And merchandise video, Supersonic Fan 113. And before you know it, when we get to Winter Wonderland and do all this stuff, we'll also be making trips out in the neighborhood to people's houses like Matthew McKnight, Jerry Springer Man, to help him and his son with their YouTube careers in general. Even we go to Fireball Mans to help Debbie and Brandon. Bombastic Boy, Brandon, we're going to help them kickstart their YouTube careers. And of course, who else did I say I was going to help? Oh my God. Okay, I think next block over where we had Josh's birthday party earlier this spring. Yeah, where it's going to be, the kid who went to my school at a different time than I did. We're going to help him kickstart his YouTube career with his tattoo stuff. And last two things I'm going to mention, because this is getting too fucking long, I'll probably do some videos with the family of, decorating for Christmas, or, so maybe Christmas Eve with the Oliveras again, Christmas Day with, my family or whatever friends I want to go see in the neighborhood. And so as long as COVID doesn't come back and bite us in the ass again like it did last year, how dreadful that was, that whole winter, that winter was kind of a bore fest. It was productive, but at the same time, it was a bore fest. And of course, sometimes throughout the winter, me and my grandfather will probably be making a YouTube video, which I think he would like being part of my YouTube videos for every once in a while, hanging up these over here. And of course, my mom and I putting up that Spurs material in my bedroom as my bed curtains. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, pace yourself, bring your ass, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Always bet on the side of love. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you just got to be present. You never fail until you stop trying. It never pays to worry too much about things. It's never too late to turn the day around. Another day on time, another day to shine. Sometimes you just got to flock yourself, trust your instinct, stand up for yourself, and not back down to anyone. And all for one, one for all. Take care, everyone. Good night. And it's going to be an epic weekend on YouTube and TikTok. So for Phoenix Championship weekend. So you'll want to miss it. So if you don't see any Bush Series videos tomorrow, whether it be Gregson winning the championship live as it happens, or the live stream of the whole race, you'll know why. It's probably going to rain sometime after everybody goes home when we park the bus, so we should be fine whether we watch the race or not. But I will keep you posted throughout all of tomorrow, whether or not, on TikTok, whether or not I put Phoenix videos for the Busch Series race on Saturday. But I'm pretty sure my girlfriend's probably going to watch that shit if they have USA, you know, on her TV provider, the Group Home Dish Network. But I know on Sunday she's going to watch it on Big NBC because everybody has a local channel. So she's going to watch it, so am I, and she's probably going to call me at the checker flag in case, especially if something crazy happens, like last week's Old Dominion 500 with Ross Chastain's video game move. So see you later, everyone.